everyone, Senrai Kai here. Today I'm going to be watching the third episode of the fourth season of Overlord. And last episode was an interesting one because, for one thing, we actually got some of the Blue Roses of that guild, especially Evil Eye, who's just amazing. Like, it takes a lot of guts to just, like, yell at the princess like that, especially kind of a scary princess like Renner is. But, you know, the whole thing worked out pretty well for Climb, having the princess kind of in his general crotch area. But, yeah, and that's, I mean, we already kind of knew how the princess feels about Climb. She doesn't exactly make it much of a secret, but man, in that scene especially, she made it very clear, you know, we had talks of taking naps together and whatnot, but, yeah, also some mention of the leader, you know, Lacuse, right, the fiendish leader with her sword, the Chuny girl. I don't think it commented on her chuniness in that bit, but that is one of my favorite aspects of their character. The fact that she's Chuny, nobody else really gets that. You know, they take her talk of power and restraining stuff. They take that stuff seriously, which is just always funny. We also got Philip, our new character. You know, our first bit of him is kind of like him just being at a party, monologuing to himself, you know, swirling his wine, you know, that kind of look. And he's trying to get good with the Sorcerer Kingdom because his family is not well off for a noble family, right? They're lower on that compared to other nobles, or, you know, not as great, not as prosperous. And he hopes to kind of remedy that through connections with the Sorcerer Kingdom and more directly through Albedo to make all that happen. And from the Sorcerer Kingdom's perspective, I guess they see him as a decent puppet, you know. Albedo not exactly happy about having to be like direct contact with him, but you know, you need some kind of puppet, and we already have him, and you know, why not? That sort of situation. But yeah, that's pretty much where we left off with the previous episode. And we had the stuff with Albedo and the princess, which was quite fun to watch. You know, like what was it that happened? Like we had like a bit where Albedo was like encouraging the princess to talk about Climb, you know, gush about him. That was pretty funny. Like I never thought I would see those two acting like kind of like a one-on-one friendly manner. You know, in that way, that was certainly an interesting bit we got. But anyway, we're here for episode 3, so let's jump on in and see how things go. 3, 2, 1, play. I wish you luck. I mean, they'll understand eventually. But yeah, kind of like what we did with the other place, where we brought the Emperor to the Nazarick and all that, got to show him how powerful and wealthy we are. Yeah, Ainz cares. He's also very paranoid, you know, which has always been a part of his character. Are you even listening? No, we all. I know what he's thinking. Sasuga Ainsama. That's definitely it. Like yeah, they're like really making his paranoia like clear in this scene, like more than usual. Well, I mean, if you insist. I mean, if you care about her health, Irons, you really should do it. Although kissing a skeleton doesn't sound that healthy, but is he actually gonna do it? Well, sort of. I guess that's something. Yeah, we don't want to rush things too much. Yeah, I was actually surprised he even like met you halfway there. Uh, uh, yeah, crying on bed definitely will well up some of those emotions, which need to be suppressed naturally. Uh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine a hug from a skeleton feeling that great, but since it's Ainz, then sure, it feels great for her. No need to apologize. Man, what a hard heartfelt goodbye we had there. You will never speak of this to anyone. The kissing, the hugging, the crying. Freaking slaying theocracy. Never liked them. They're floating books. Baharuth Empire, that's what they're called, thank you. He did do those things. I'm not gonna remember all these names, but thanks for trying. Various issues. Of course, there's a butt there. I guess that's the big question, isn't it? Okay. Can you elaborate on that? Oh wow, those designs. Well, wouldn't mind seeing them in action. I mean, that would be reasonable. Do I get to see it? $200. Is it? That was one that attacked the village really early on in season 1, right? The sunlit one. Stupid fake name. The other fake name. How do you say these words with a straight face, man? Because they're all part of the same guild, you know? Not that hard to figure out. Also part of it. Like, yeah, if you really think about it, not too hard to put this big old like, conspiracy thing together. Wouldn't be the worst case for you. Yeah, it would never happen. What do you think? I mean, sort of true, but that brought her back. Of course, you would say that. There's a lot. There's just a lot to take in with this overall scene. Definitely gave me a kind of a feel for the Slain theocracy's position, like relative to the other countries. They feel like they can, decide this sort of stuff. Oh god, he is stressed. Understandable, I mean. Out of nowhere, this new country pops up that could crush him if it wanted to. Also, did we not get the opening? I don't think we did. That'll do it. Merchants. Well, heal it up. So what kind of merchandise are we talking about? Like, undead killing stuff? Yeah, I did kind of get that impression. Yeah, that is the problem. If only you knew the true Momon. Might be easier said than done, honestly. It does sound pretty bad when you put it all together like that. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but... You feel better now? Now that you got all that out? Yeah, he saw everything. It really is. I'm glad he hasn't really given up, you know. Even though things aren't looking great. Okay, we got an interesting party here. Silver Thread Bird. So I guess they're kind of like their blue roses. Please don't sing later, that's all I ask. Soda? So we do have a healer, that's good. Unke. Oh. Not a lot of armor on that one. I mean, technically, most of them aren't really wearing, like, the kind of armor, you know, his knights have behind him. But, I mean, some people do value mobility above, you know, armor, so it's always a trade-off. That's what you say, but... As your ruler, I'm telling you what to do, so... They do sound important. Okay. But I want to break the door. I mean, who does? Mud wrestling time. Yeah, they're all crazy. So how long until they all just die horribly? I guess you could call it that. Hey, someone's here. Come in, it's not locked. Okay, they've definitely arrived. So how is this gonna go? You have a letter? He is. I must greet my people. Don't mind me. Right. Okay, sounds pretty impressive. Okay, this could be exciting. Are we actually gonna, like, really see the fight? Poor troll. Okay. Think about to introduce our challenger. I'll just try not to sneeze. Okay. Well, this should be quite exciting then. I had a feeling he'd have a fun reaction to that. Okay. So he just really showed up. I mean, we haven't seen him yet, but. Oh, the distrust in him. Man, his accusations just flying left and right. How you gonna get yourself out of this one, man? We're jumping to a lot of conclusions, guys. Let's just chill out a little bit. Oh. Holy shit. God, man. Yeah, I got that. Coincidence is my ass. Never underestimate this man. Now these friends of yours. Yeah, you got a real problem here. You would like to leave now? I'm sure we will. Man, he's just enjoying this. Yeah, this guy's his hair's falling out, so definitely good advice. That there was an information leak that Ainz took advantage of. Well, this is not looking good for their alliance. That demon's powerful charm. Okay. I guess that's that then. Man, he is a big boy. Do your best, Warrior King. Too bad we're not gonna get to see the fight. At least not this episode. Okay. Oh, okay. Did they change the ED? I feel like they showed Albedo or Shaltier first last time. I'll go back and check that later. But I'm pretty sure they're showing different floor bosses this time. You know, go cute this. Yeah, this is definitely new. I'm almost positive. But, I don't know. I'll have to check. Because that shot looks familiar, but I don't know. I could have swore that the first shot we got last time was different, but... I'm not going to swear by that or anything, but... Because there's been different EDs for different seasons, it's always possible I get them mixed up in my head. I've only seen the CD like, you know, like once, because I'm pretty sure episode 1 we didn't get it. So... And yeah, that's that. Okay. Well, that was the third episode of the 4th season of Overlord. And yeah, as expected, we are definitely continuing the political intrigue kind of stuff, because we're still in that phase where all the countries are kind of like doing their own to kind of just process the whole Sorcerer Kingdom thing and what to do about it, right? And yeah, up to this point, we really haven't gotten much of this slain theocracy. It's kind of a hard name to say, but yeah, because they're kind of like the magical kingdom. I don't know how you describe them exactly, but yeah, we have the Reassize Kingdom, the Leon, what the my mind's breaking. But those people, and of course we have the Empire, right? The Baharat Empire. That's kind of like the 3 main human powers in the world. And you know, we got a lot of the slain theocracy. There we go. In this episode, right? Of course, a lot of what they said kind of went over my head, because they're talking about and referencing things that they're really familiar with, but they haven't really been brought up much on the anime at all, really. But what they were talking about the Reassize Kingdom, and you know, like the way they were talking, they're kind of acting like that the Reassize Kingdom, you know, what they have is because of them. Like they gave it to them, right? Like because the scene kind of gave me the impression that they're the true most powerful human nation in the world. And you know, I don't remember much about the really early explanations about the 3 countries and all that, but I knew they were, you know, powerful. Like I think because they have like magical items and stuff, right? So I knew they were powerful and all that. You know, I knew they were more magical oriented, right? And magic is power in a way, right? But I don't know. They kind of gave me the impression they were the most powerful out of the 3 kingdoms, but you know, either way, they had their big old strategy meeting on what to do about Irons and all that, because he is a real threat to anyone that's a powerful figure, right? If there's one thing that powerful people, powerful organizations hate, it's when competition pops up, and that's essentially what Irons is, right? You know, a new great world superpower that's trying to make a claim in this world, and they're not just going to sit back and allow that, right? You know, it's almost not even all that relevant whether or not he's a virtuous leader or not, right? Because so far he has been ruling the little bit of territory he has, you know, pretty well. You know, not like the people aren't like suffering or anything like that. They're obviously afraid because a spooky skeleton man is now their leader, but he hasn't really been making their lives miserable or anything like that. But you know, when that's actually brought up, they're just like, well, what about the future? Who knows? It might not be this way forever, which is just terrible reasoning, honestly. Like, very, very faulty position to stand on there. But it's just about the fact that there is a new form of power, and they can't allow that because of potential issues that could happen, right? So it really doesn't matter what kind of ruler he is as far as the other country's actions goes and what they do. It's almost pretty much irrelevant. But yeah, that's pretty much what this episode was. We had the slain theocracy doing their discussions. We had the emperor of the Bahamut Empire thinking about what the heck he's gonna do, right? Because he knows Ainz and him kind of have this sort of truce thing, right? I don't remember the exact terms of it and all that, but we did have him go to Nazarick to, you know, to discuss peace talks and stuff like that. And so they're sort of allied, kind of, but you know, obviously not really. What's what I'm looking for? It's not any kind of sincere alliance, because he also can't stand for Ainz to be in the position he's in, this overwhelming nearby power that nobody else can really do anything about it, because Sui's still trying to make that whole like world alliance against Ainz thing happen, because that's really their only chance to fight against him, right? If you want to actually try to do that, that's how you would do that. So he's trying to make something happen with the slain theocracy, but kind of did not go super well, because apparently the meeting got leaked, which is to be expected. Ainz, of course, is going to have various methods to keep tabs on what he's doing, right? Ainz is too paranoid and too powerful of a person to not do that, so it's to be expected. But man, that presence of him just kind of like floating there above all of them, right? It's just such a flex, right? That's how I would describe it. And the panic was real on our Emperor boy over here. But he did his best to fix the situation, but still not looking good for him or the Alliance, really. Because the slain theocracy and all of them are not super trusting on their best day, so give them an excuse to not trust you and they'll take it. So, and they did. But as far as world building goes, you also got this, like another Adamantite group, like over on the Bahamut Empire side of things. We get to see them, kind of a little bit eccentric. I'm sure we'll get more of them. They're too unique of a group to not have more relevance in the future, right? But yeah, we got to see a little bit of them here. But yeah, not really too much to say about the episode. Like I said, it was mostly political talks and alliance trying to make, and political maneuvering and outmaneuvering. That's basically the episode in a nutshell, right? So you may get some combat next episode though, because we are at the Coliseum. Might get a fight. I don't know how long it'll be, but that is kind of what we ended up on. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.